Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, episode 143. You know what 143 means? It means I love you, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, so as a guest, I do love you.
Thanks,
Um,
man.
I hope the feeling's mutual, but
Yeah, I should say,
today,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Today, I got my good friend, Juna. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool. We had the opportunity to meet uh, at the last Merch by Amazon conference in Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Very good guy. He came up and approached me and said hello. And yeah, man. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from,
Okay.
all that.
My name's Juna Duncan. I live in Salt Lake City right now. I'm originally from Hawaii. Lived on Oahu, and yeah, I've been doing this. I'm 49 years old, and I've been doing t-shirts for a long time. I've been doing t-shirts since I guess I was a teenager. I used to like draw t-shirts, so I
Mm,
really I enjoy drawing. I went to school for commercial art, illustration, and things like that. So I started my career as a graphic designer, um, and then and now I'm a UX designer. On my 9 to 5, I'm a UX designer, and I started doing online T-shirts in about 2005. We started with Cafe Press
hmm
as a way to make extra money, and I just been doing more and more online POD sites. So like Zazzle was the next one, and then I can't remember the order, but I'm on Redbubble and TeePublic and Spreadshirt and Threadless and Designed by Humans and stuff
Sure,
like that.
sure.
So I joined Merch in 2017. I think late May 2017. I actually knew about it the year before, 2016. I
hmm
heard about it from one of the my good Cafe Press friends that was doing Cafe Press, and he told me, "Hey, you should get into Merch." And so I got on and I signed up, but I didn't get on until May, I believe.
That's because
So,
I'm assuming
yeah,
there was that waiting
yeah.
phase.
I think I
Yeah,
waited 6 months. So
yeah.
I missed that 2016 Q4 Christmas that everybody said was awesome.
hmm
That, but yeah, I'm doing well now. I've been on Merch by Amazon for what 2.5 years now, a little over 2.5 years. So it's been great. Love it.
Good. I know. I think I kind of heard through the grapevine. I think your numbers are pretty phenomenal. I always like to share my last 7 day numbers. You
Oh,
don't
let's
have
do
to
it.
if you don't want to.
I'd be
Um,
happy to.
my last 7 days, I'm sure they're not going to be up there with yours, but for the amount of time and effort that I put into this, I'm not
Yeah.
going to complain. I'm very, I had Ken Real on the show last week, and I
Uh-huh.
and I told him, man, look, I am just very fortunate and blessed to even have this opportunity.
For
So I complain, and at the same time, I don't complain,
sure.
right? So my
Right.
last
It's
seven
all how
days,
much you put into it, for real.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So my last 7 days is 220 products sold, 6 returns, um, product purchases $4,557.43 with an estimated royalty of $992.90. Not bad for the
Not
last
bad.
seven
Almost a
days.
thousand right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice Q4 number. Huh? Yeah. Have you seen the Q4? Have you seen your numbers go up for Q4?
No, they definitely gone up. They
Yeah.
definitely gone up.
Yeah. Me
And
too.
I'm starting to sell products and or designs, I should say, that I haven't sold before. So things have been good.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some old stuff I've been selling, which is crazy. My numbers, last 7 days, products sold 1,003, return 31, revenue 24,324 and 75 cents with the estimated royalties of $3,376.85.
Get off the damn show. Get off the show. No, I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. So you mentioned your whole journey here.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, merch is king. We get less royalty compared to some other sites. Merch is king. Out there, other than merch, which one do you prefer the most? Other platforms?
Which one do I prefer the most? I've been focusing so much on merch right now. I like the idea of like a Redbubble and a TeePublic just because they're more artist centric and you see some of the nice designs there. Um, and I started on Cafe Press, and so money wise, Cafe Press is, even though I don't put anything on there anymore, but because I've done it for 10 years, Cafe Press is probably the second highest income for
Okay,
all my pod
interesting.
stuff. So yeah. So guess to answer your question, I probably would pick Redbubble.
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 So going back to Cafe Press,
Uh-huh.
it sounds like you have hundreds, if not thousands, of designs up there already because you've been doing it the
Uh-huh.
longest.
Uh-huh.
Is that still generating, and you don't have to tell us how much you're making, but is that still
Yeah.
generating a
Oh,
significant amount of income
absolutely.
for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that market is dead. But again, I don't know that, and that's why I'm asking.
So what was nice about it was back in the day, and I don't know, I haven't been on Cafe Press for a while, honestly, so I don't know if they still do this, but back in the day, they had rights to movies and TV shows, and you could
Mm-hmm.
design for it. And so a
Sure.
lot of the stuff that's selling for me was this is the things that I did for like Lost and Seinfeld and
Wow.
those IP things that they had the rights to do, and so I was able to design for it. And now because I was up there and probably did it first before anybody else, I got lots of sales, and they keep coming. So
Good.
yeah,
Okay.
Mighty Mouse, another one. Like there's a bunch of them that they had. It's nice. So
Yeah. Yeah. So what is Detour Shirts?
why
I
is it
see.
called Detour?
No, what is it exactly? I see you all over Instagram. I know you post on a regular basis. I just want you to tell the listeners. I mean, I know what it is, right? But for the for the purpose of the listeners, I want you to explain to us what
So
is it.
actually, the name behind Detour actually came from. So it has an interesting story. So I did a side business back in 2005, like I told you when we started with Cafe Press.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my business partner and I, his name's Rick and my name's Juna Duncan, and we kept trying to figure out a word or a phrase that would work with our letters or our names or something. So we took the D from Duncan and took the R from Rick, and there are two of us, so it became D2R, which sounds like detour,
Okay, I
and
got you.
so it became Detour Designs. It was our company name.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just, because we were doing t-shirts, I evolved the name from Detour Designs to Detour Shirts. And it's just me now. Rick's not doing any of the t-shirts or anything like that. So I kind of bought him out. But
Okay.
yeah, so Detour Shirts now is just I try to use that as a brand for all the t-shirt things that I do, all of my pod sites. But on Instagram and on YouTube, I'm really trying to help other people to learn how to design and sell t-shirts online. So that's
Yeah,
kind of what I'm doing.
and I was gonna plug your Instagram for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely follow Juna and Detour Shirts on Instagram because he posts on a regular basis, but he's posting stuff that's very helpful. Like he'll give you ideas on how to design certain things, and he gives you niches and particular slogans and whatnot. So definitely follow him. It's very helpful. Um, how would you describe your particular style? Like, I want to say you're definitely leaning more towards the kawaii stuff,
Yep.
right? Which is the
Yeah, I
cute
do. It's more
Japanese.
fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I actually worked for a scrapbook company back in the day.
Hmm.
Probably 8 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, I worked for a scrapbooking company, and that's kind of where that style came from. I drew a lot of the scrapbooking paper and scrapbooking um, things there. So I try to do it. I try to show how easy it is to design. So not all my stuff is kawaii stuff, but those are the things that I'm showing how to draw, just because I
Sure.
think it's easy to show that, and people like it. So yeah, most of my stuff is kawaii, and I try to do most of that. Those are the things I'm showing to the public. But there's some other stuff that I do on merch that I don't use the Detour Shirts brand for, and so
Right.
I do some
You're
of that.
right. Yeah. No, I and for the listeners again, if you guys do follow him, and this was a talk that I gave a couple of years ago, maybe 2, 3 years ago now. Um, Juna breaks it down to where and it's always difficult to talk about design when it's such a visual topic. So I'll
Mhm.
try and do my best. Um, he breaks it down where if you see like a design, but if you actually just dissect that design, majority of it is just made up with just simple shapes. right? And that's what you do with your Instagram, correct?
Right. Right.
Right.
So I show how to draw certain things. So this last month I showed how to draw different foods, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And before that I did like Halloween ideas and Thanksgiving ideas and how to draw animals. And then I also show like on Fridays I do like a font Friday, so I show you different fonts. I know you love typography, so
I love fonts, man.
yeah, so I do too. And so there's a lot of them out there. A lot of them are probably not very good for t-shirts, so I try to pick the ones that are good for t-shirts. Like those skinny, you know, frilly
Mm-hmm.
fonts probably aren't really good on t-shirts because they're too thin. So I try to pick some thick ones and some nicer bold ones and distressed ones that work well on t-shirts. And then on Tuesdays I try to give some tips or trends, because you know, if you're first starting out, I believe if you're first starting out on merch, a way to get good sales is to go after trends. That's probably not a good long-term plan, but I think in the beginning it's good to go after trend and try and get those quick sales and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I agree. I agree. Um, Now it sounds like you have a job, and it
I
sounds
do
like okay,
nine to
which is
five.
which
Yeah,
is fine. Hey, so do I, man. I have a
yeah,
job as well. Um,
nice.
are you, by any chance, are you looking for, or are you trying to do this full time at some point? Because it sounds like you have
That's the dream. Yeah.
a bunch of platforms already that you're already on.
Uh-huh.
Um, I mean, like for instance, if you were to walk away from your job right now, would you be able to survive?
Right now, with what
Uh-huh.
I'm making on merch or
Just in, just everything.
on pod sites, um, you know, I could, but I wouldn't have the same lifestyle that I have. So
Sure.
I could survive, yeah, for sure.
What kind of
Um,
lifestyle do you have? Is it lavish?
I have a I have a 9 to 5 plus merch lifestyle. um, but yeah, the overall plan is to make all my money online so that I
Hmm.
can go anywhere. So
Yeah.
we live in Salt Lake City. It's great, but I would love to move back to Hawaii or travel, you know, the world. And I think one way to do that is if you made all your money online, just online, and not have
Hmm.
a 9 to 5 that you have to drive to, you could do everything from home. Then basically you could live almost anywhere, depending on what kind of lifestyle you want to have.
Yeah, and I think that's the huge movement these days is,
Uh-huh.
people want to work remotely and,
Uh-huh.
I've talked about wanting to work remotely for my day job as well,
Yeah.
openly. And I think that's everyone's ultimate goal. It is hard. It is hard. Trust me, I can tell you, and I'm sure you know this, right? Um, just having to put food on the table and a roof over your head, and
Right.
as a business owner, it's not always consistent, right? I remember,
Yeah.
I remember because I talk about my father a lot as a small business owner
Uh-huh.
growing up. I mean, back then we don't care because we don't think about stuff like that, but he was obviously the breadwinner. And I remember he would talk about how one week was really good on, for business, and then the following week it was just really bad, and it's never consistent.
Yeah.
So, if the word I just want to get out there for everyone that wants to, if that's your ultimate goal, just be prepared that it's not, you're not going to have that steady paycheck coming in every other week,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, and that's the benefit of a 9 to 5. You get that steady paycheck. Right
Hmm.
now, numbers are great for merch, right? Because it's Q4, but come January, it's going to be a different story. You're not going to make the same money. So, and the other thing, you're taking a risk, right? Because Amazon could shut this thing down anytime they want. They could just pull the plug, and then what happens? So,
Exactly.
um,
And, I've talked about how my biggest fear is just getting my account suspended, especially lately, man, because I've been uploading and all my stuff's been getting rejected. And then I had that conversation with Ken last week, and he reassured me,
so
as
don't
long
worry,
as,
right?
yeah, like just, as long as you're not doing anything infringing or
Right.
on purpose,
Yeah.
your account's not in, it's going to be in good standings. But still, it's just always in the back of my head, man. I'm just like, ah,
I know.
gosh.
I hate getting those rejections. Like some of them I don't even understand. Like, so I put all my stuff on like I do it all on US and UK, and I know there's more coming later. But
Hmm.
I did one today where I don't know why I got rejected, because it was okay on US, but in the UK for some reason it was a t-shirt about New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's the reason it got rejected or not, but all of those seem to get rejected for the UK side. I'm like, what is going on? So
Yeah, I don't know. And then
yeah,
I had reached out to Neil from Merch Informer because I was using his trademark checker, and
yeah,
it would come back as saying that it's good. I
yeah,
still upload, and then it gets rejected, and I'm just like, oh gosh,
crazy.
it's so frustrating. But
Yeah.
Ken reassured me I should be okay.
Yeah, I listened to that. I'm reassured too. So Ken knows what he's
Yeah,
talking about. So
yeah. So how about a brick and mortar store? Do you ever think about doing
me?
one?
No, no,
No. So you
no.
want to do you just want to make all your everything your
Online.
career online, huh?
That's correct. Yeah, that's the dream.
Uh huh. So how about websites? Do you have a Shopify store?
Not yet. No, but
Okay.
that's probably in the works. That's one of the plans because I think you're right because the Shopify store is you, right? Unless Shopify can't really take that. I mean, there's other ways to do e-commerce
Right.
stores.
I mean, I
That's
guess
you, right?
technically they can shut you down, but yeah,
It
you're
it
right.
could, but it's not like it's not. You have more control, I should say, on that
Sure.
one because it's your stuff. So yeah, that would be part of the plan. I think is Shopify, maybe some YouTube, maybe sell different products. I tried Etsy out for a little while. I couldn't do it with all the customer service. I know that sounds bad, but just
Really?
it was a lot of.
That was something that you just couldn't do?
I could do it, but then I felt like I could better use my time just pumping out more designs on merch. So I closed my Etsy store down just because it was hard to balance like all the because some of them were just like returns was something and then custom orders and then some of them don't order them like, oh, I want to do it like this, and so I make it and I send it to them and I hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I spent hours trying to redo something and no order. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on merch and not do the Etsy. I know it works for some people, it just didn't work for me. So
Yeah, it's it's working out for me in the sense that, I do decent.
yeah.
Again, it's just, for the amount of time and effort that I put into it, I'm definitely seeing the results.
Oh, that's good.
Um, but I know I can do a lot better. And actually, I've been experimenting with something new, which I don't want to discuss publicly right now. But I'm doing something new. I have a new Etsy store, and I'm just kind of experimenting
Ooh,
with some new products and
yeah,
just the way I do things.
yeah.
Um, and I just started this like maybe 3 or 4 days ago, so
Nice
it's not long enough for me
to
to see
know
some
if it's
significant
working.
results. But I'll definitely report back to everyone here in the next few weeks. But I think it's going to work out, and I think it's going to work out to the point where I can make a decent amount of money.
Yeah,
Um, and but you're right. I mean, the customer support does get pretty frustrating, and I'm thinking maybe at some point, if things do take off the way I think it's going to, I
yeah,
might just hire like a VA just for the customer support,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It
So,
takes time. Everything takes time, and you have to figure out what's the best use of your time. So
hmm
for me, it was focusing on merch. I may open up another Etsy store. So on my Instagram, you're seeing that I show how to draw things or how to do stuff. I think I could. One of the ideas was to have maybe downloads or kind of digital downloads or
hmm
help files for people that are designing T-shirts.
hmm
Maybe prints. Like I showed how to do um, backgrounds and stuff, or how to draw. Maybe I can sell some of those not mock-ups. What do you call them? Just graphics, right? Some downloaded graphics like PNG files or EPS files or something like that, JPEGs. I
hmm
might do that. I
Yeah.
might do. I'm thinking about it.
So, so let me ask you. So, how much time are you putting into all your print-on-demand
Yeah,
platforms? Because you do have a day job, like
I
myself. You
do.
have a day job. How
Yeah.
much time do you commit to not just merch, but all the other platforms?
So so merch takes up, I would say 90-95% of my time for as far as what I spend to upload and things like that. I don't put a lot of time into like TeePublic and Redbubble. Probably once a month I put some things there. I know it probably would help more, but I'm I'm trying to use my time to the thing that helps the most. And right now merch is making the most. So I'm putting most of my time there. On a
That
good
makes
day,
sense. Uh-huh.
yeah, on a perfect day, I get up at 5:30. Um, I do as much as I can until about um, 7 o'clock. Then I get ready for work, go to my 9 to 5. I come back home about 6, and then I do merch until 10:30. Of course, taking breaks for dinner. And my wife's really my wife and kids are really good. They're old already. Like you heard, I'm 49 years old, so I
They're
have old.
old. They're
And
old.
so yeah, and then so my wife cooks, and she's really nice and letting me, um, do merch for a long time. So I mean, we
She
on a
supports you.
perfect day, yeah, she supports me that way, which is really nice. So I can come home and get about 3-4 hours on merch before I have to go to bed. So and then
Hmm.
Saturdays, like today, big upload day. I uploaded like 600 designs today. So yeah,
Yeah, no, it's really important to have that support because I
yeah,
think I think so. Here's the thing: it's like I try to explain to my friends what I do, and they just don't understand what the hell
I know, right?
They laugh, they poke fun. There's no support system there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but it's really important that you get that from your family and you
for
get that
sure.
from your wife. Yeah.
Sure. And I'm in a good place where my kids are older. I know some people have younger kids, so uh, they need to spend a little more time, with the kids and stuff. And I do spend time with kids, of course, but not as nearly as much as I would have to if I had younger kids. So
How old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
our youngest is 17, 18, and then our oldest is 24, 23. Oh man,
Okay.
they're old.
So they're old enough
23,
to,
21, 18, yeah.
y- yeah, they're at that age where where they probably want their own personal space anyway,
Right. And they can
right?
take care of themselves. They can,
Yeah.
help in the
Yeah.
kitchen, that kind of stuff. And they have their own things that they're doing. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Are
exactly.
you teaching your kids about the importance of money and
Yeah.
maybe even being an entrepreneur? Yeah, I mean, you talk about working online. Is that something
Oh
that
yeah,
you're?
yeah. In fact, I show them how to do it. So it's our oldest is a boy, and we have two girls, and our two girls, I show them how to upload and what we're doing on merch, and they're well aware of what I'm doing and how to do it. So yeah.
Is it something that they want to pursue?
I don't think so. I don't think they have that. At least not the t-shirts. I know they do want to do stuff, make money, but as far as doing t-shirts, I don't think they want to pursue that per se. They help. Sometimes they help, uploads and stuff like that. But I don't think for themselves they don't want to do it. So
Hmm.
fine.
How about your wife? Does she help out at all?
Um, she does help out with like giving me time to do it, but as far as designing, she's not creative that way, and she did help with some uploads before, yeah. But most of it it's me right now is uploading and designing and doing all of that. So
So you kind of sound like me in the sense. Um, in fact, you sound a lot like me. I mean, obviously you have the 9 to 5,
uh
and
huh,
you're very hands-on
huh,
with your merch business, and I'm the same way.
yep,
I openly talk about the reasons why I don't want to hire a VA. I understand the importance of them,
yeah,
um, and 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 it's not me bashing anyone that uses VA. This is a personal flaw on my own. I got this
yeah,
from my father. My father, as a small business owner,
yeah,
he would never hire any employees, and it wasn't because he didn't trust them,
yeah,
but because he had a very small margin for errors, right? And if
uh
someone
huh,
made a mistake, he would lose his top,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I think, and I don't have the temper that he does, but I, what I'm trying to say is, again, I have that very small margin for errors, where
uh huh,
I'm thinking, if a VA would make a mistake, it would just really irritate the hell out of me.
yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's why I don't have one right now. I think maybe I'm just too cheap. I don't know. Honestly, it's tough because you're giving part of your business to someone, and it's not really good. Like on Amazon, I guess I could hire out designs, but you can't really hire out uploads, right? Like
Hmm.
as your family may be helping you, you can't really.
No, actually, you can.
Oh, you can now.
I mean, because in the past, I mean,
Oh, you
right
couldn't give
now,
away your password or whatever like that.
right. I mean, because right now, I mean, we have tons of, no, well, I'm not going to say tons, but I know that there's automation tools out there. But before they came out,
Yeah.
I do remember talking to people and they would hire people or
Oh, okay.
VAs to upload their designs.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, that's where my bottleneck is. If I spent more, if I could spend more time designing instead of uploading, I think I would get even higher numbers.
mhm.
Yeah.
I got fed up with designing. I just
Oh,
couldn't
really?
do it anymore because when I first got onto merch for that first year or two, it was
Yeah.
really fun for me,
Yeah.
right? The whole concept of I'm able to design, put them on the shirt,
Uh-huh.
and then merch will, I mean, and then Amazon will sell everything, and then I just collect the royalty, right?
Right.
It was fun, man. Everything was fun, and then it just got to the point where I was making the designs, but nothing would sell.
That gets
So
frustrating
I got really frustrated. So what I did was, and I don't know if you listen to the podcast or not. Um,
sometimes.
please say you do.
I do. I listened to the last three.
um, but I got so frustrated that instead of hiring VAs, I went to the local university, the
Right.
university that I went to,
Yeah, I remember that.
and I just started hiring students from there, and it's worked
Yeah.
out pretty good.
Designers, right?
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
legitimate designers. They're
That's
well,
nice.
they're on their way to be designers, but as much as I do, that when a kid gets into college to go to design school, they know their stuff already. It's just how
Uh-huh.
to, they go to college so they can learn how to fine tune everything and just put
Right.
everything together, right?
Hmm.
Um, so, I have one kid who just recently graduated. He's off to, I don't, this one, and this kind of surprised me, but he just finished design school. He just graduated. Now he told me he's going to go to nursing school, which really
Oh,
threw me up. Yeah, it
wow.
just really surprised me because he was really talented.
Yeah.
Um, but I was able to find another one, so it
Sometimes
worked
that
out.
happens. You have some people follow the money, right? Like the
Yeah.
art,
Well,
not
I don't
regular
even think it
money.
was about the money for him. I just think I
Likes
don't
both
think.
things. Maybe he does have interest in both. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that he'll probably do once he's done with nursing school. But um, I've seen this a lot, like especially working at a university. I've seen people, you know, get a degree and then they do something completely different,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I had a kid come through my university at my day job and um, got a PhD
Wow,
in developmental biology.
wow.
Ended up being a salesperson,
Huh.
right? So
Nice.
I've seen this, but yeah. So that really it did surprise me though because he is extremely talented. So that's what I've been doing. I've been
That's cool, man.
hiring designers because I
It's a
just don't want to do
win-win.
them anymore, huh?
It's a win-win. They
It
learn
definitely
and
is a win-win
you get
situation
something.
because you're giving back, you're helping out the students,
Yep.
they're making a little money, and I'm getting legitimate designs, right?
Cool.
So that's what I've been doing. So what made you move to Utah?
Good question. So Hawaii was too expensive, and
True.
I was looking for a job. So like I told you, I graduated with a commercial art degree. So I was looking for jobs in the graphic design community, graphic artists. And my sister lived here in Utah, and so she said, "Come over." And there's lots of jobs here. And at the time, it was 95, 96. Um, yeah, it was actually 96. And so we went over, and I found a job in like 3 months, and I worked. So you'll like this. I worked for the Yellow Pages when I first got here.
Yellow Pages. What the hell
Yeah,
is that?
yeah, I know,
I
right?
haven't. Are they still in business? They
No,
have to be.
no, they're
No.
not.
Okay.
That's why I don't do it anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2008, I got laid off from the Yellow Pages. We all know what happened to the Yellow Pages, and
But what
so
were
I
you
went
doing
into
for
the.
them?
I was doing the ads for the
Okay.
Yellow Pages. Yeah,
Okay.
I was using my graphic artist degree, graphic design talent, and doing ads for the Yellow Pages up until 2008. So I was working there from the late 90s to the early 2000s until
Wow.
this whole cell phone Google took
So that
over.
was a pretty stable job for you until they went
It
under, huh?
was, it was, and I didn't know at the time. I probably could have made more going somewhere else, but it was nice. So
Hmm.
after that, I think a lot of people got laid off in 2008, right? Not just Yellow Pages. So that was a big time.
Well, 2008 was
Yeah,
when
Yeah,
when
big
everything started
recession.
to happen.
Yeah,
The economy took a dump.
yeah.
Uh,
I lost my job, and so that's when I started working for the scrapbooking. There was still work at the scrapbooking, so that's when I did my stint, my time,
mhm,
and
yeah. Do you
was
miss
it.
Hawaii? How often you go
Oh
back?
yeah, yeah. How often do we go back? I hope to go back this year, but I haven't been back since 2005.
You haven't been back since 2005.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's
And
a
you
lot.
still have friends and family there, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My whole I was born and raised there, so mom and dad, grandparents, uncles, aunts, all of them there. Yeah,
Imagine doing merch full time and you can go back.
exactly.
That'd be
The
fun,
dream.
huh?
That's the
Yeah,
dream. Or
yeah.
even live there, right?
Or even live there. I mean, so it sounds like you do want to go back and live there, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know because I left right when we got married. So I in fact before we got married. So I don't even know how it is living there as a married person with kids anymore. So all the things I remember was, when I was a kid, which is totally different. I didn't have to worry about bills and paying for a house and mortgage and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know how it would be living there. I would like to try and see and find
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did your
I,
wife talk about wanting to move back?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Who doesn't want to live there, right?
You
But the
know,
traffic and the expenses and all of that stuff, you got to take that into consideration.
yeah,
So,
well here's the thing. I mean, I've been to Oahu now.
uh
I
huh.
swear, man, Juna, I've probably been there like maybe 10,
Oh,
12
nice.
times,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I
Well,
talk about it's the same scenario with Vegas. Like I've been there so many times now. It's like I don't like I love being there, but I don't think I would want to go back anytime soon because I've been there so many times.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm, but it is a nice place for sure. But let's talk about Salt Lake City.
Uh huh. The
Ken
conference
had
is coming here. Did you hear that? Ken Real was saying
Yeah, so Ken
that's
had
awesome.
mentioned that the conference next year is going to be in your
Oh,
neck of the woods,
yeah,
Salt Lake
awesome.
City, and he mentioned that it's going to be a lot more intimate, only 75 people.
I better be one of those.
You know what? I'll talk to Ken,
Sure.
man.
Talk to Ken.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I would love
I'm
to see you
already here.
there. Yeah, yeah. I'll twist his arm and say, "God damn it, man, let him in." But yeah, so it's definitely going to be in your neck of the woods.
Nice.
Did you know about the facility opening up?
No, so when I listened to your podcast, because I always listen to your podcast, I
Of
heard
course you do.
I heard Ken. That's when I first heard about it. Is when Ken mentioned it. I'm like, really? I was screaming. I was like, yeah, April, right? He said,
He said, I think he said April.
yeah,
It sounds like
it's
probably
amazing.
more towards the end of April. Um,
Hey, if you guys need a tour guide over here, I'm a big foodie too, so I know all the best places to eat and stuff.
oh, even better.
Yeah,
And he said it sounds like it's going to be near the airport.
the airport. There's not much over there, but there's some hotels out
Uh
that
huh.
way. So that's kind of west of the main city.
Okay.
Uh,
How far is that from where you live?
oh, maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah, not bad.
it's not,
I'm
it's
not
not
too
that bad.
far. I'm like a
Uh huh.
suburb of Salt Lake City. I'm not right in Salt Lake City, so I'm south of Salt Lake City.
Mhm.
Salt Lake City kind of just spreads out. There's like a little city in the center, but there's a bunch of suburbs that spread out over miles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, that's something that we're definitely looking forward to. And again,
yeah,
that was where you and I first met.
yeah, yeah.
Well, not in Salt Lake City, but at the Merch by
Seattle.
Amazon
Yeah,
conference in Seattle. And
awesome.
I would encourage everyone, if you have the opportunity, if you can get your foot in the door, definitely go because it is. I mean, it's you get to learn a lot, but at the same time, it's the whole network. And I swear, I
Yeah.
say this every freaking time: the networking is worth every penny. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. I met you, RJ, Zach Knickerbocker, and, Ken Real was there. Everybody who's anybody in merch was there. So it's like it's
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah,
amazing. You get to see the
absolutely.
people that you see on YouTube, these famous merch stars
Who?
in real life. Like
Like
you,
who?
like
I'm
you
not
and
on YouTube.
RJ.
Don't even mention RJ. Like he's not a famous YouTube. He thinks he's a famous YouTube guy, but he nah. Don't put him on that category because you're just gonna his ego is gonna grow and yeah. Don't
He's
let's not
nice.
go there.
Nice guy.
No, he's a great guy. I love RJ. I poke fun at him, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. If you
Reezy
guys
was
have an
there. Reezy too.
Reezy was there, yeah. So
Awesome.
if you guys do have an opportunity to go, I would definitely take advantage.
It's a good time.
Yeah, and I'll talk to Ken and definitely try and reserve a spot for you. I can't really promise anything,
Should
but
I call Ken? Maybe I can call Ken. No,
have you ever talked to him?
I just at the conference, but not
Okay,
after that. Yeah.
you know he comes off as being like a very snarky person online, but if you ever talk to him in person, he's
Yeah.
a very nice guy. Yeah,
Yeah, he is. He is.
he's a
He's
very
very
nice
helpful
guy.
too. He just wants to help, so
Yeah. Yeah, I
and he's
think
got a
just online, he
very
has this
cool.
little persona and just,
Mhm.
it's like a little character that he portrays. But if you actually do approach him, he's a very, very nice guy, very helpful. Um, and so I would say, just don't judge
Maybe
him
I gotta
by,
reach out to him on Facebook or something. What's the
yeah,
best?
don't judge him by what you read online, but definitely do approach him if you get an opportunity because he is very helpful. Juna, so that's an awesome conversation.
Hmm.
We definitely need to catch up when we're out
Yeah.
in Salt Lake City. I was out there a couple years ago.
Were you?
Yeah, I was out there a
Well, you have
couple
my
years
number
ago.
now. Just let me know, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't know you back then, but I have your number now.
Yeah, do
Um,
lunch or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I know we've been trying to get you on the show for the last few weeks, and then we had
Oh
some
yeah.
scheduling conflicts.
Ah, no
But
problem.
yeah, so where can people find you? Obviously, Instagram,
Instagram's
Detour.
probably the biggest one. I'm on Facebook, kind of. I'm just there for the Facebook group. So I made a Facebook group for Detour Shirts. So you can ask me anything there. You can ask me anything in Instagram as well. Um, yeah, I've been tier 40K, so I've been doing it for a little while. Um, yeah, anything I can do to help. I'd love to help people that are just starting out. Just this is a great. I tell everybody I can about merch that would listen and just let them know that it's really life changing if you can get into some of these bigger tiers and big monthly payouts. So it's
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of work is involved and a lot of patience.
oh
People
for sure.
think people think it's going to
Yeah, it's not
happen
quick.
overnight.
No,
Look, I've been at this for well over 3 years, and my numbers are subpar in my opinion. But again, I'm blessed. I'm very grateful.
yeah,
I
anything is awesome, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you love it and you love doing it and you get money for it, even that's a bonus, right?
Hmm.
If
Are you
you get
doing
paid.
KDP at all?
No, I have some ideas, but again, I was like, I need to focus down on this merch so that I can pump this up. And yeah, KDP sounds fun, but
Okay, well, you know what? Before I let you go, then I just want
uh,
to ask you one more question because it
yeah,
sounds like
anything.
you're just really gung ho about merch, and I know your
Yeah,
ultimate goal is to just quit your job and do this full time.
that's correct.
What are you trying to? But as far as merch, like what is your goal as far as like the platform itself? Like, do you want to get to like the 100,000 tier? Like, do you want to make an X
It's
amount
not
of
about the tiers
dollars?
for me. Yeah, it's more about the monthly payouts. So if I can look, it doesn't have to be all merch, but I think if I could make 200K online a year, that would be awesome. Everybody
Hmm.
wants 10K a month for merch, right? I wouldn't mind that too. I guess baby steps next year. I'm gonna hopefully try and make 5K every month consistently. I
Hmm.
do make that some months, but January is tough, and some of the other months are tough to do that. But I'm just trying to raise it every year, every month, trying to get more and more until I get to that goal. So it's a slow process, like you're saying. Hopefully, I'm hoping in 5 years, I'm at a point where I can do that. I can make enough so that I can just do this full time. And really, I probably can, because if you think how much I'm making just doing it 4 hours a day,
Hmm.
if I had the whole day instead,
Imagine how
of
much you can
that,
scale it,
yeah,
like if
I
you're
should
committed to it.
double, right? I should
Yeah.
double or triple what I'm doing right now. So baby steps, though. I love the security of a 9 to 5 too, so I don't want to lose that. So I'm still playing with it. So, but to answer your question, 10K a month, I guess,
10K
would
a
be
month.
awesome. And it's
I
not
th-
impossible. I've seen people do it. If you
yeah.
follow people on Instagram, there's some people like Addy P and Eugene Pod and Amazon Merch Boss or whatever. You see some of these guys, they're making triple what I'm making. You can
Yeah, no,
imagine.
I think
It's like,
but it is a very, very small
uh-huh.
percentage, right? Like
Oh yeah,
I would
yeah.
say out of all the people doing merch by Amazon, I would say it's probably less than 1% right now that probably makes 10K a
You're
month
probably right.
consistently.
It's those guys are definitely the superstars right now. The ones I mentioned that they're making 3 times as much as I am, and but it is possible. So that's
It's
the
definitely
hope,
possible,
right?
yes.
Because if they're doing it, if you see somebody else doing it, you know you can do it, and it may take you a little while to figure out how to do it. But I like that I know that it's possible doing it. So that
Yeah.
gives me hope. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, let's keep our fingers crossed and just keep working at
yeah,
it. I'm
yeah.
sure, and you obviously have the work ethics. So
You can.
if there's anyone that can succeed and meet that goal, it's definitely you. We'll have to have you back on the show in the near future, and you can keep us
Yes,
posted
I would love
on
it.
how things are going. You're looking good, by the way, man.
Oh, thank
I mentioned before we went live, man. You look much thinner.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good thing this is just audio, so nobody can.
No, you look good, man. You definitely
Yeah,
lost some.
I actually had to. My doctor said I should be a lot lighter, so I took it seriously, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man. I actually lost a few pounds
Oh,
myself.
good for you, man.
I've been doing the intermittent fasting for the
Yeah,
last couple of months, and I've noticed that my clothes are definitely looser.
nice. And
Now I
over the
just
holidays too. This is the hardest time to
yeah,
lose.
this is the
weight.
hardest time. So now that I'm doing the fasting, I need to implement a workout regimen, which I'll start here in January.
Yeah,
So and once I do that, I think I can drop a
you can do it, man.
significant amount of weight.
I believe
So
in you.
yeah,
Hey,
no, because
and
I was looking pretty bad there for a while. But
what's your feeding window then? When do you eat? Just curious.
right now I have a very small window, right?
Oh
So
wow.
right now my window is from 5 to 9,
So
right? So
5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
yeah,
You serious?
yeah.
Wow.
So it's very extreme. But
Wow.
like I said, once I start implementing that workout regimen,
Yeah.
my window is going to be much bigger. I'm thinking 3 to 9 would be a good window.
Wow. So you skip breakfast. Is it one meal or two that you're doing?
Just one meal.
One big meal?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
just, I mean, regular meal, but you know,
Yeah, but it was tough the first couple of weeks, man, because you're
yeah.
not used to that routine and you're not
Your
used
body
to
gets used to it, huh?
yeah. The trick is drink a lot of coffee. Well, not a lot. I try not to drink too much coffee, but drink coffee,
Oh, so
lots of
are you
water.
drinking, so you're drinking coffee in the morning, but just not eating? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So when you say not eating, you're still drinking water
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. You have to
okay,
drink. Yeah.
okay, okay.
You
I
can
just don't know
definitely
how it
yeah, you
works.
can definitely drink water, but stay away from sugar and all that stuff, right? Like
Okay, so you're doing black coffee.
yeah, yeah. And but it was tough the first, like I said, it was really tough, but then you get used to it, and now I'm at the point where I literally don't get hungry. Like I don't even think about
Wow,
it. And then
wow.
I just eat because I know, that's my window to eat. And if I don't
Yeah,
eat,
yeah.
then at some point I will get
You can't
hungry.
miss a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So,
that's cool.
well, like I
That's
said,
really
I think
cool.
once I implement that workout routine next
Yeah.
year, my window is going to be much, much bigger. But
Do
thanks
you have
again,
like
man.
a gym like at your place? Oh,
What was
sorry.
that? No, no, go ahead, man.
So I know you work. You're 9 to 5. You have a gym there, and you
We
work
do
out.
have a gym there. See, I have a martial arts background. I used to do a
Oh,
lot
nice.
of yeah, I used to do a lot of martial arts, and my problem was I have severe lower back problems. So
Mhm.
I haven't done anything like that in years. Do you hear that?
Nope.
That's the phone just went off, and that's RJ calling.
Really? A YouTube superstar, RJ?
He's not a superstar, but but yeah. So yeah, so with my lower back problems, I really pretty much had to hang up
Yeah.
doing the
The
martial
martial
arts.
arts.
But I
Yeah.
kind of want to get back into it, and if I do want to do it, obviously it has to be more controlled.
Right.
There's no
Make it slower and
flipping and doing all
yeah, yeah,
kinds of crazy stuff like that anymore, like I used to. Well,
yeah.
that and I'm just much older. Like I probably
Maybe like
couldn't do
Tai
those
Chi
stuff.
or something like that.
Yeah, Taibo or something.
Type of-
But yeah, no, that's something that I'm definitely gonna
Oh,
get
good.
back into. But
Oh,
cool,
good
man. Well,
luck,
thank
man.
you.
That
We'll
sounds
have you back on again. Instagram.
awesome.
What is it?
Yeah.
Detour Shirts.
Detour Shirts. Yep. And Detour
Okay.
Shirts. And on YouTube too. I'm trying to do some YouTube videos to help people out. So it's the same kind of thing that is on Instagram, but through YouTube and
Okay. What's your
not the
YouTube
YouTube
handle?
stuff. Detour Shirts.
Detour Shirts. So
Yep.
and I'll have all that in the notes. So check him
Awesome.
out. Go follow him on Instagram. Show him some love and support.
Thanks so
And
much, Rob.
thank you, Juna. Hey, when I come visit, man, you have to invite me over for some Hawaiian food.
Oh, for sure. I got the perfect place to eat Hawaiian food too.
Okay, I love
Yeah.
it, man.
We'll bet
Oh,
us. Yeah.
all right.